Is the MRW-200H a good beater watch? Gentlemen, it's me, Jim Kinkade. Thanks for watching my video. I'm going to have to say no. This is not a good beater watch as it comes out of the box, okay? And here's the thing. The term beater watch implies two things. Number one, that it's inexpensive. And number two, that it's durable, okay? So, is the MRW-200H inexpensive? Well, guys, it's cost a little more than $20, okay? I think I paid $21 and change for this on Amazon. So it's an amazing value, okay? My first impression when I unboxed it was that this is beautiful. This is a beautiful watch. It looks like the Luminox F117 with a huge price difference. The Luminox F117 costs, $1,500. This one, $21. But it's a black watch. It has with these white numerals, white indices, white hands, and white numbers on the bezel. So, looks department, it's beautiful. But in terms of durability, guys, this is the problem, okay? The watch itself is durable. It's rated to 100 meters, which is amazing. I think the definition of the type of watch this is, it's called a skin diver. A diver's watch would be rated for 200 meters, and a skin diver is rated for 100 meters. So that water resistance is an indication of how durable the watch is. And the watch itself is durable, okay? The problem is with the pins, okay? I've worked my whole life, in you might want to call it like blue collar jobs, or as a laborer or trade, whatever you want to call it. And I've never had like the actual watch break on me. What happens all the time is that the pins pop. So I have the saying, if they're pins, they'll pop, right? Now, look at these pins on this watch, okay? And I'm going to pull on this, all right? Give a little bit of tension. Do you see them? The top one especially, it's buckling. Do you see how much stretch there is in this band, okay? This band and these pins are just not long for this world, okay? That's my impression. Like, you slap it on your wrist, and so you start swinging a hammer, you're gonna be having your forearms bulge, and that could cause these pins to break, okay? And this has happened to me a lot. Like, I used to get Casio calculator watches, and I'd look down at my wrist and my watch is gone. What happened? Well, the Casio calculator watch, pins popped, the watch is gone, right? And I think the third time that this happened, I was like, you know what? I got to get a G-Shock. And that's a whole nother story. But this watch, I think, would the same fate would happen to it if I wore it to work, okay? And so for me, since I work in an oil field, so a beater watch to me is synonymous as a work watch. Now, if you work in the office, your beater watch would be different than your work watch. And so you'd want a beater watch for chores around the house. For most chores around the house, I think that this band and these pins would be pretty good. If you're talking about like mowing the lawn or taking out the trash, stuff like that. But once you start shoveling snow, say for example, that flexing your arm could pop the pins, all right? And how about upgrading the pins and the band? That's definitely a possibility, but at that point, it's not a $20 watch anymore, okay? You're going to have to spend extra money to upgrade the band. Then, the cost, the value proposition is a lot different. But I think it could be worth it. I do get the impression that this watch itself is durable, and it's beautiful, okay? It's amazing that it only costs, $20-something, right? So let me just talk about some of the features that I really like on the MRW-200H. And one of them right off the bat is that it shows you the day of the week, okay? I work these hitches out in the oil field. Every day ends up being like another. I can't tell what day it is. Same thing when I used to drive over the road. You're not on that regular Monday to Friday schedule. You don't realize what day of the week it is. You need someone to tell you, like your watch. And that's, I think, a good thing to have in a work watch, is that day of the week. And so the hands are beautiful, right? I love it when there's differentiation between the hour hand and the minute hand. And this hour hand is a cathedral style hand that ends up pointing right to where the 24-hour military time numbers are. That's cool. And the minute hand is a sword style, which points right at these indices. And the amazing thing about this movement, which is what they call like the actual like watch mechanics, is that this second hand ends up pointing right to these markers on the side really well for a budget watch. I mean, look at that. It's just, I love precision in watches, and this seems to have it. And for $21, it's amazing. Okay, so it's a beautiful watch. It's a great value, but relying on it as a work watch, if you're in the trades, is iffy. All right, I would not wear this. To me, it would be like tantamount to littering, because it's going to pop off and end up in the dirt and be lost. I mean, look at this dirt they have out here. You could easily lose a watch in that dusty dirt. It's caliche, by the way. And the other good news that I know a lot of you will be delighted to hear is that this is a good watch for a big wrister. Okay, let's try it on. My wrist is 8.5 inches long, and I put this watch on hole number 2, okay, and push it up so that I have enough room for wrist articulation to turn a wrench or swing a hammer, whatever I have to do, and it fits. So even though this band is really chintzy, I don't like the band. It's a long band, and it's amazing that Casio puts these nice long bands on the regular watches, while their G-Shocks, not so much. I don't know if I mentioned, but the buckle's plastic. That's chintzy. Chintzy band, chintzy plastic, chintzy buckle, chintzy pins. Great watch. Okay? So that's the verdict. I give it 4 stars. It loses 1 star for having a chintzy band. All right? I would pay more for this watch with a better band. And it doesn't have to be that much better, but it just needs a little more durability in the band and the pins to be like, wow, this is a great watch. But then again, that might obviate the need to buy a G-Shock, which Casio may not want to do. If you work at an office and you just want a watch that is a good value and looks beautiful, this is definitely it. Very inexpensive and really nice looking. Anyways, my name is Jim Kinkade. Thanks for watching.